catch 'em all.
Alright guys, so I'm really excited to take a look at this camera. I have the indoor version of this camera. I've had it for quite some time. I'm very pleased with that camera, and I expect this to be much of the same. Because I'm going to be installing this in a new residence I'm moving to, I've not installed it yet, so I wanted to show you kind of an unboxing of sorts, what's included, what you can expect, talk about the specifications. I want to show you the app, show you some example video from this, and then hopefully at some point in the future, maybe I can make another video once it's actually mounted in a few months at the new location I'm moving. But by any means, it is very well packaged. No damage should occur in shipping. It has a nice box, so it's presented really well with all the specifications and information included on the box. Now, there is a 20-foot additional cable included, so it's not an additional purchase. That's really nice because it gives you the option of mounting this and running the power from a much further distance if necessary. Although there is an included cord that is quite long already. You just plug that into the camera, plug that into the wall, your outlet, and that just plugs in right here. You can see the 3 mounting holes on the back. There's foam here, so it's going to be soft and cushioned. You twist this to adjust, so this has a very large range of motion. And then of course on the front of the camera you have the sensor, the camera, the LED light, all the microphone speaker on the back. So very nice, 1080p, very nice as well. And then you have your mounting template, your user manual, and some mounting hardware included. So that's what you get. The actual unit itself has 800 lumen brightness adjustable LED. It has the 1080p camera. It has motion detection. You can actually define the zone that you want to be covered, which is really nice. And then you have the two-way audio so you can communicate. So if this were to hook up at the front door, it's sort of like a doorbell, kind of a video doorbell of sorts. Less the actual push the button functionality, which is really cool. So that's a nice option. You have a 140-degree field of view, a 4x digital zoom. You have 8 gigs of storage built into the camera, and then you have either Google Drive or Dropbox as your cloud storage options. So there's no subscription fee for this camera. That is probably one of my favorite aspects, other than the fact that with the indoor camera, it works really well, the quality is really high, and I expect this to be much the same. In addition, there's also a 95 decibel siren built into this, so if someone does happen to trigger the alarm, you can actually have the motion detection, set the light off, set off the siren, and hopefully scare away some intruders. So that's also very nice. There's also some other options you can set it up through the app, and we'll take a look at that here in just a moment. Let me double check. I think I've given you all of the information that I wanted to give you. The only other thing is the IP65 waterproof, so rain, snow shouldn't really present a problem for this camera. Mine will be under a covered area once it's finally installed, hopefully in the very near future. And other than that, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of the specifications, show you what's included. I want to now show you the app in a little more detail so you can see how you'll interact with this camera and how that's going to work and some of the features and functionality in that regard. And then I want to jump into some example video that will show you what the actual camera catches and records and what that's like. So let's take a look at the app, a little bit more about the actual camera, and then some of the examples so you can know what to expect. Alright guys, so let's take a quick look at the app. Let's open that up. This is the startup of the app. You can see the indoor camera, the outdoor camera, which is going to be the front door at some point. At the bottom you have home, events, where you can see the different activities, sirens, different things that went on. This is with my internal camera at the moment. You can see different things have been logged. That'll do the same for the outdoor camera. Then you have some of the specific user settings where you can put in your emergency contact number that you want the contact to be reached out for. You can also set the temperature, Celsius or Fahrenheit, share account, cloud storage, attach this to your Google Drive in my case, or your Dropbox, things of that nature. Help Center, so you can go through and do that as necessary. If we come back here, you have light, mode, and there's 3 dots here. So if we click on those 3 dots, you can actually see the room that we're in being displayed. You can see that it says connected to give us the actual status of the device information. So if you want to see some specific information about the actual camera, you can do so through that. And most importantly, probably here, you've got the setting that you can click on at the top up there. That will let you go through and adjust the alarm, whether it's off or on, some of the light settings, the device name, the mode, the device location update, so if you're changing from one location to another, the Wi-Fi update if you're changing networks, firmware update, and the siren sound. There's a couple different sounds available. But you can actually get into most of those settings in other areas. So let's look at the motion detection zone right now. So when that loads up, of course it loads up like this. You've got the add button at the top, so if we hit add, you can see there's a zone that's defined. I'm not sure how to move this zone at the moment, and I can't seem to add more than one zone at the moment. So you can make adjustments to this, and then there's save and delete, and then zone 1. So if you touch this, you can actually rename that and then hit done. You can hit save, and then this area will be the zone that's defined for the motion detection. We'll go ahead and delete that, and it's going to ask you if you want to, and I'm going to confirm. So that's deleted. So that's just as easily done as anything else. So if I add that, you can see I can't add a secondary zone at the moment, so I'm not really sure if that's going to change. This is a relatively new product, and I'm sure they're going to be updating the app. It just recently updated, I think last night or the night before, very recently for the new camera. So I'm sure they're going to keep adding features. They've improved the app over time with the indoor, so I expect this to improve as well. So we'll go ahead and delete this and back out of this. So it creates a secure channel every time, obviously, that you're using the camera. All right, so that was that portion there. Let's look at the light settings. You can turn the light setting where it's actually available, or if you don't want to use it, you can just disable it. You have different modes. One is going to give you motion detection, which is what I'm using right now. You also have a dusk to dawn functionality, which is great, or always on if you just want to have it on all the time. You can adjust the brightness here, as you can see, and then you have the light will turn off after, and you have anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes, and it's in 30 second, 1 minute, 2 minute, and 3 minute. I have 3 minutes chosen. So we'll take a look at this in a little more detail on the camera in just a moment. And then we have the mode. The mode is going to allow us to adjust the sensitivity, and then it's going to let us either arm or disarm manually the actual security aspect of this camera, or we can set it up on a schedule. And I've used the schedule before with the other camera, works just fine. I also like the auto arm, which means when you leave the area you're in, it's going to automatically arm it, and when you return to the area, it's going to automatically disarm it. So that's pretty cool. And then if you scroll down a little bit here, you have send alert notification, and turn on the siren. So you have either or option. So at the moment, I'm not going to turn on the siren because I just want to show you the actual thing as far as what to expect. Now if I go back here and I touch that, which is the camera itself, you can see that I loaded up the actual camera, and if I move my hand in front of the camera, you can see my hand there. Now this here will allow you to directly contact whatever emergency contact number you entered into the settings that I mentioned before. Here you have the microphone for the two-way audio and the speaker, and then here you have the siren. So let me sound the siren real quick. So it's not going to be the absolute loudest thing out there. 95 decibels is loud enough to definitely get someone's attention. And if a light comes on, they're being recorded, which they may or may not realize, and you have the siren all combined, that should be a pretty good deterrent, you know, for most people. You also have snapshot functionality, and you can change the quality from 480 to 720 to 1080. So if you want to change that, you can do so there. Now, if we turn this sideways, of course, you're going to get a much larger picture, and you can see the different snapshot options. The audio, if we hit that button, and then you hear the echo. So if we mute that, you won't hear that because the camera and the phone are in close proximity. And then the microphone here, so if I speak, you can hear the echo in the background because the camera is near. Here's the siren button. We can change the quality again just as before. So if we do HD, SD, or LD, low definition, standard definition, high definition. When you're on the Wi-Fi network in the same proximity, of course, high definition is going to be ideal. And then you have the full screen button there. Well, not full screen, but the return. It is full screen when you're sitting like this and you turn it this way. And then, of course, the zoom that I mentioned before, if you zoom that in, just by pinch and zoom, you can do, you know, the nice quick zoom. So that is kind of a real quick rundown of the actual camera and what you might expect as far as the app goes with the camera. So let's say it takes about 5 minutes or a little less actually to get it connected, and that is basically what I wanted to show you. But I would also like to give you a real quick demonstration of the actual video recorded from the actual camera. So that said, I hope this is useful and helpful to you. There is going to be a link below the video. You can find out more about this camera, maybe the indoor camera as well. If you want to know more about that, maybe I'll link that up below if I can remember to do so. But I'm very, very pleased with the indoor camera. The outdoor camera, I expect pretty much the same with a lot of added functionality. And when you first hook this up, there's a flashing green light. It's solid blue when it's connected. And if we go into the light setting and turn that off, turn that on, if I hit always on, you can see the light. It's actually quite bright. It is blinding me. And if we go back and we go to that, you can see the actual camera. So anyway, that gives you an idea of what to expect from this app. That's going to be your main interaction other than whatever is recorded when you have a situation that comes up and it triggers and it uploads to your Dropbox or your Google account. Okay, so let's check out a demonstration of video and audio recorded from the actual camera itself.
Dog, I came for a run. I'm tired. I walked down the street house now. I'm tired.
Hey, look at this. Got my phone right here.
Uh-huh. That'll work. Now you can cut it off. So you see, you can be, you don't have to be home now.
Yeah, right now I'm just doing temporary.
Yeah.
So I'm just playing with it, testing it out.
Okay.
Before I Alright, so there is a quick look at the video looking outside. You can see my little dog running back and forth. So that's what it looks like when it's lit up. So you can kind of see it is great for, like in my particular use, the front porch area. Once I move, it'll be a covered area. And you can't really see it, doesn't pick up on the camera, but it does light up the yard just a little bit.